The top of the Empire State Building.
Z100, New York.
Elijah, hey boo. I'm Crystal Rosas. This is our Grubhub interview lounge at Z100. This voice you've heard on TikTok. Okay, we're not going to show them yet. You're just going to say what you do. Say what you do. Say how you do it.
Hey, excuse me. How much do you make a year in New York?
Yeah. Gabriel DeSanti. Gabriel DeSanti is in studio with us.
What's up, Crystal?
Yo, thank you for making it out.
Of course. Thank you for having me. Thank you for letting me stop you on the street and ask you how much money you make.
How iconic is
And
this?
now I'm here at Z100 coming to work with you.
Gabriel, I want to put a disclaimer, y'all. It is six figures before taxes. Okay, so that's not a flex in New York City. Even though we're making six figures like that, it's not as much as we would hope out here, right? You know.
I know. I mean, it's more than me.
It's okay. It's more than
It's more than me right now, but hopefully it's going to be more soon.
No, it will be.
We can get into that, though.
We are getting into it, Gabriel. We'll get into all of it. Now, the reason that you're here, and I told you this off air, is that I want you watching to know that the viral TikTokers you see, they're real people. They got real lives. They got real souls.
I'm here in the flesh. I'm real. A real person.
And you got a real cool story.
Thank you.
I already got a little bit into it, but yeah, let everyone know like where you're from, what you were getting into, what you were like when you were little.
Sure, yeah. So I'm from Connecticut originally, a town called Shelton. It's like the top of Fairfield County. So
What is Shelton like?
wow. So it's like where I grew up in Shelton, middle of the woods. Like there's like a lake on my street. There's like 7 houses. I'm at the dead end, like all of it.
Killer vibes.
Like, yeah, literally. Like the first time I had some friends come over, they're like, "Yo, are you gonna murder me right now?" Like, so
The girls are scared to come over. Like you did not have the girlies over.
No. Mostly probably because my mom, but you know.
Yeah, I
Mama.
feel you.
But yeah, like grew up in the middle of the woods, total opposite of, New York City. Yeah.
And so then what made you love New York? Because
Yeah, so I guess like I always just like wanted something completely opposite, and when I was old enough to finally come into the city with my friends, like we would take the last train in, and then take the first train out in the morning. We'd kind of just bull around at night in New York City, and I just loved it. But the moment that I remember like falling in love with the city, my grandparents were visiting from Florida. It was Christmas time, and the Rockefeller tree was from my hometown. So yeah, so one of the years, it was from my hometown. And I remember we drove in and the crowds were crazy. So my parents were like, all right, we're just going to drive by. So just take a look at it. Take a look at it.
Okay, say hi.
And I don't know, that moment for me was just like really magical. And I just like remember being like, damn, like I want to live here one day,
Like the tree. The tree could do it.
The tree did it. The tree did it.
I could do it.
So yeah, that's the moment that I knew that I wanted to live in New York City one day. And then I moved here 3.5, maybe 4 years ago, and never looked back. Like, there's no going back for me.
Well, a lot of people that live in the city now are from Connecticut, and actually commute every single day.
Absolutely.
Do you know any of like the most famous people from Connecticut? Does anyone come to your mind or not really?
Who is John Mayer?
Oh, okay, JM.
Right?
Yes,
Is it John
probably,
Mayer?
Maybe. Sounds right.
It is John Mayer or John Legend. I always
Oh
get them
God,
mixed
come on,
up.
Gabriel. You are not putting Connecticut on the map right now,
But
bro.
from Fairfield. No, it's John Mayer from Fairfield.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
And so then you wanted a little piece of New York City. And what were you in school when you first moved here? What was the apartment like?
I had dropped out of college, so I did like 2 semesters for electrical engineering, and then I was like, no, this is not me. Like it wasn't as creative as I want it to be. And I mean, there's a whole series of events that happened before I got between like when I quit school, quit that job and stuff, and moving here. But yeah, when I moved here, my like best friend Brett, he basically had a room open up in his apartment, $985 a month on 25th and 3rd Street. So I was like right in Manhattan. And like it was a great deal, I think I paid my first month's rent, last month's rent, and security deposit, and then I had like $1,000 left over to my name, and I was like, I'm gonna figure this out. And like that's the story of New York, and I never looked back, and like just hustled and figured it out.
What was hustling and figuring it out like? What was your first job?
My first job, so I was like for like a year leading up to moving to New York, I was couch surfing with a bunch of my friends, and just like I would come in for like 3 or 4 days at a time, like crash on homies' couches or floors, wherever I could like have a place to sleep. And during that time, like I was building my network, and so I was just really like trying to meet people who could like give me a job here, give me a job there, and it was very hard. Like there wasn't a lot coming through, but as soon as I committed to New York and I was here, and those people knew that I was just here and I didn't have to like take a train like back to Connecticut and stuff, I got so much work. And like I remember that first month that I was in New York, I made more money than like the whole like year previous.
What were you doing?
I was just making little like social media videos for companies. Like there was this one where it was like this speaker that like was like went over your shoulders. Like I made a lot of money from that company, and just like working for different YouTubers, and I just like ended up making like a lot of money like that first month that I got here, and I was like, all right, like that kind of solidifies it.
You could do it.
Yeah.
If you actually like for real moved here, then you're here.
Exactly.
Okay, so then you were doing social media for other people.
Yeah.
And then it was going, and you were like, okay, they're kind of clouting up. They're kind of clouting up.
Yep.
All right. When am I gonna clout up?
I know.
All right.
I mean, yeah, I was always just like, you know, happy for my friends, because they became my friends at the end of the day, and it was like I tried never to have like a jealous tendency to me, and it's like if I'm surrounding myself with people who are growing and becoming more successful, then like ultimately I'm just going to become part of that. It's going to happen to me. I just have to be patient and like just keep my head down and keep working for it. And so, you know, I was helping all of these YouTubers grow and make their content, and got to travel all around the world, like 30 plus countries.
What? Who are you working with?
So my best friend Brett, who I told you like gave me that first apartment opportunity. So I worked with Brett for a long time. And then this guy named Dan Mace, who's a South African filmmaker and YouTuber. And I just got to travel all over the world with both of them.
Wait, how does that work when you're part of a crew, of a YouTube crew? Like, they pay you? Are they paying you with food and a couch? Like, what is that?
This is a great question. So like at that point in my career, like I was just hustling and I was trying to do anything I could, and my biggest goal was I wanted to live in New York, but I also just wanted to travel the world. And so they were paying for all of my expenses of traveling. I didn't have anything coming out of my pocket, and I wasn't getting paid. I was getting paid very little, but it was like enough, and I was so happy. So like I can't complain about any of that. Like it was exactly what I wanted and dreamt of.
That is normal for a job that you really love and really like. That's how I did it when I started in radio. No money, just happy to be alive and breathing and getting a Chipotle burrito.
Yeah.
So hearing that from you and where you've gone from there, like it really does make sense. But I do need you to understand that's how the hustle grinding years start.
It is. Talking about that Chipotle burrito, I heard this stand up one time where they were like, yo, you know you made it when you have that guac money?
Yo!
When you got that money to put that guacamole on your burrito?
You really level up when you finally can order the guac and not feel like it hurts your soul.
I know. Like sometimes still I'm like, do I need the guac? You know, that's just part of it.
We're not there yet.
That's just part of it, you know?
Gabriel, that's so true. So then you were doing all that. And then what about the transition when you are like, can I start getting paid?
Sure. Absolutely. So, you know, there was a lot of different things that went into my, you know, decision to move forward and to start making content for myself, I guess. And it's just an odd way of how I got here, because I didn't go directly from working with them to then like doing it for myself. Essentially, what I did was I wanted to make like a reel for myself, because while I wasn't making that much money, I also needed to freelance and do other video gigs in order to like be able to make real money if I wasn't making money from the YouTubers and stuff. So I wanted to make a reel to get myself more work, and I realized that the YouTube stuff, it just didn't translate to like other corporate companies or brands and stuff. They just didn't like get it. And while it was great work and it was perfect for what it was created for, YouTube, yeah, again, it just didn't translate. So I decided that I needed to take some time away from YouTube and just go and focus on making the best body of work I've ever made. And I was reading this book called Essentialism, and it said, long story short, you just got to eliminate everything that like isn't helping you.
Your goal.
Yeah, that's not helping you get to the next point. And I was like, damn, okay, like that's kind of like YouTube right now. Like, it's not helping me like create that body of work. So what I did was I sold all of my camera gear, sold everything that was kind of like making me money. And I was like, I'm just going to go and I'm going to direct videos for the next year, and then I'm going to see what happens. And I had to grow an entirely new network. I had to learn new skills. I had to, try to make money from nothing, essentially. And at the end of that year, I made a reel. It was the best body of work I've ever made. Now people know me as a director. I feel like I'm a little more maybe respected, have like a very creative eye. And so, that was that next step for me. And now with everything that I learned, I'm coming back into content creation, creating videos with, my knowledge of social media and content for short form with my directing skills and knowledge, and just going all in.
That is such a valuable lesson, because a lot of us feel like we want to do everything and we want to dip our hands and big toes into all these things.
Yeah.
But if we don't focus on something that we really are passionate and will eventually bring us money, let's not forget we need money too.
Yeah.
Then you're going to just be this like very confused
100%.
person that is unhoned on anything. And then you can really never secure that passion because you never had a solid base.
Couldn't agree with you more. Like,
Wow.
money is very distracting, and it's like, oh, I can make a little money here, money there, money. You're always like chasing money. And I felt like, I was doing a lot of things okay, but I wasn't doing like a few things really good. And I was just like, I just got to forget the money right now. And like, I want to feel like people respect me for my work. And like, I got to do a few things really good. And when I did that, I got really good. People started respecting me, hiring me more for that. And then like more money is coming to me now because of it.
So then you focused on directing, and you were doing that for a second, and you were getting respected.
Yeah.
And then you were like, I want to pop off on TikTok. Tell me.
Yeah. I mean, I've been making videos in some capacity for like over 10 years, since I was 13. And it's just been a big part of my life, and I feel like I'm always making content or videos in some capacity, and it just kind of made sense. And believe me when I tell you, I tried everything on TikTok. Like, I've danced to stupid songs. I literally tattooed TikTok on myself.
Did that go viral?
No, it got me banned. It got me banned.
Where is the tattoo?
It's on my leg.
Can we see it real quick?
I gotta take my pants off.
Later.
I've done so many things, and it's all part of my journey to like what worked.
I can't believe
Right.
that didn't go viral. That
I know.
sucks.
I
That
know.
sucks,
I know.
bruh.
I kind of like the story better now.
That's a good
because-
story.
Yeah.
It'll pay off.
Yeah.
It is paying off.
It is paying off.
It's part of the story.
Yeah.
Okay. So you tattooed TikTok. You did the dances. Keep going.
And then it really, clicked when I started working with my friend Caleb Simpson. He's the one who does like the New York City apartment tours. So just like mine, he goes up to people on the street and he says, how much do you pay for rent? And so we were like brainstorming, and together we came up with, this other show concept of going to work with people. We were like, how do we take your like, the format that we've created on the apartment tour series and then bring it into a new series? And when we came up with going to work with people, it was just like, aha, like there hasn't been a show really since Dirty Jobs, Undercover Boss, How to Make It in America. Like there hasn't been a show like that, especially not for short form. And our hypothesis was that we had the format figured out, so let's just try it. And immediately, like, it just started working.
So what are some of the ones you've done so far?
Sure. The biggest one is I went to work with this girl, Emma, at the Empire State Building. She's a social media manager there and makes TikToks. And that one has almost 9 million views on TikTok. So that was the biggest one. I've done, the guy who draws people on the subway.
Love him.
I did a chef at a chain restaurant called Dig here in the city. I have a firefighter coming up
that's
next,
hot.
so that's a good one.
Get me into that
That's a good
firehouse,
one.
please. I heard firefighters were cheaters. That's all I heard.
Oh
I
my
heard
God!
I heard it in the grapevine. But no, I want to get in that house. Also, I really liked the one about the woman jeweler, and we talked about
Yes.
this a little off air. What you're trying to do to amplify female voices.
Yes, absolutely. So I went to work with a jeweler and a girl who sells watches, and both of them, their like big goals are they want to prove that they can make it in a man's industry, in a male dominated industry, and like I just think that it's important to amplify those voices, and to back that up, it's like you see these comments, these horrible comments from all men on the videos.
Oh, really?
Yes, oh, here goes another woman again, like saying like they want to be equal as men, and I'm just like, you're like that. This is the problem. Like this is exactly why I included it in the video, because like she needs to be heard, and like women need to be heard and like amplified, and like there's no reason why they can't do whatever they want. So I just like, if I can help amplify that, then I want to.
Thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
Because just the comments alone, I mean, I think that people don't understand that women in industries get so intimidated by men based off of their body language, the tones that they use towards us,
Yep.
the little micro things. And guys don't go through that, so they don't see it, but women are constantly talking about it because we are constantly the ones that go through it.
Yep.
People come into my studio and they don't even look at me.
Yep.
They only talk to the man that's there. Or I'll have sales meetings where I'm part of it and I'm the actual talent, but they're talking to everyone else, again, like not me, as if like I don't know what we're doing here. Like I don't have a business background. I didn't study for this too. So clearly I'm passionate. Clearly I'm hurt. We all are. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I just like, it's the right thing to do, and I just like always want to help people and help them succeed, and if like that contributes to it, maybe in a small way or a big way, like then it makes it fulfilling for me, because like that's what, at the end of the day, what feels good about making these videos is helping people. Like if that can help her a little bit, then like yes, that makes it all worth it. It's not about the views or anything. It's like, it's about helping people.
And I really think that in the comments you see that too, because you see people that are like, hey, I could do that, or like, this is helping me out because I didn't know that there were women that did stuff like this.
Absolutely. Like that is the cool thing. Like, yes, the comments get split. There's like there's hate comments there, and people just trying to put someone else down, but then it's so uplifting when you see like the other women like hyping her up, like, yes, go queen, like she's a girl boss, like whatever that dialogue is, like that's so cool to see.
So now you're able to see the actual in time feedback from your short form, like incredible videos.
Thank you.
One really interesting niche that you are learning is really popping off is Facebook.
Facebook is going crazy for video. I mean,
boomers, y'all are doing that. Boomers, y'all are doing that.
It is. It's a completely different audience. The audience is like, I see my analytics on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and it's all like a younger audience, let's say 17 to 35 primarily. On Facebook, it's much older. It's like 24 to 55. And it's also just different demographic areas, more like in the South and Middle America. And it's just fascinating. It's just fascinating. People also love to fight on Facebook.
Yeah, they're angry. They're bored. They are bored and angry, and they're retired.
Love to fight. Right. Sometimes the videos don't I can't tell if the video's doing well because it's a good video, or if people are just fighting it out in the comments, like, which creates engagement. I don't know.
Engagement's engagement.
Yeah.
Dislike is engagement.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. And I'm super excited because you have real great partnerships that you're working with coming up.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
These are big things that you're doing, like New York, like the Rockefeller Tree wishes.
Well, maybe I can go to work with the Rockefeller Tree this year, putting it out in the universe right now, right here. Yeah, that would be really cool. I mean, I just want to keep, creating the best videos I can. They're so fun for me to make. Like, I go to work with people in all different industries. I put myself in rooms that I would never be in otherwise. Like, I'm here on Z100 right now. Like, that's so freaking cool to me. And I just want to keep doing that, let it keep growing, and go find the grassroots stories also, and just help amplify people's voices and just keep having fun.
Ooh, Gabriel, okay, question. The hardest thing about being in social media, the thing that people probably don't really realize is really, really tough for this whole world that you're in.
All right, I'm gonna give you two things, just because they're kind of on different ends of the spectrum. One is, you can't take people's comments to heart. Like you're always going to get hate of some kind or people judging you when they don't even know you. Like they don't know if you had like the best intentions behind something or whatnot, you know? So you just, the comments can be hard if you don't know how to navigate it. And thankfully I've been in this space for like 6 years, and you just can't take it seriously. You just got to keep moving, go make the next video. You just got to keep putting one foot in front of the other. The other thing, which is on the total opposite side of the spectrum, is you're your own boss. It's up to you, and you just have to continue that self-drive and just continue to like motivate yourself. And there's no one else that's going to do it if you don't. So, you know, just getting up every day and just keep doing it if it's what you love to do. So, yeah.
The consistency.
Yep.
Gabriel, okay, what would be your dream go to work with?
A garbage man. Yep. So if you're a garbage man,
there's some sexy garbage mans that listen and watch.
They don't even need to be sexy.
That would be better if they were, though.
Or a garbage woman. Oh.
Whoa.
Like I think that's fascinating, and I think that, you know, from an interest standpoint, it's like, what is it like to be a garbage man?
Person.
Yeah. Garbage person, correct. Yeah. What is it like? What is it like to be a garbage person?
Pronouns.
I want to experience it for myself selfishly, but also like I think the internet would really enjoy that episode.
Okay, all the garbage people watching, y'all do the work that needs to be done, and y'all get paid too. I heard garbage people make good money. I wouldn't be mad. I would have gone on a date with a garbage person.
They make more than me for sure.
Same. Okay, cool. So ignore the bad comments because you can get wrapped in them.
Yeah.
You're your own boss, so consistency matters.
Yep.
We're gonna line you up with a garbage person and the Rockefeller tree.
Yeah.
Yo, we got a lot of good things out of this.
Yes.
Out of this conversation. Some good positive things. Thank you so much, Gabriel DeSanti.
Of course. Before we go, I got one question for you.
Fine.
How have I been doing at your job today?
I'm scared you're going to take my job. He has like a good radio voice, and you be hitting posts, and you're like likable and fun. That likable is a really tough one. Us radio people, we're not likable at all. So thank you for doing my job with me today.
Of course, it's been a blast.
You're
it's been a
killing
blast.
it. On everything, where can they find you?
You can find me everywhere at Gabriel.DeSanti.
TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Venmo, Cash App, all of it. Gabriel, thank you for stepping inside of our Grubhub interview lounge presented by Grubhub in Z100, New York. Ladies and gentlemen, Gabriel DeSanti.
Thank you for having me. Crystal Rosas, everybody.
Ah, yes, bro.
From the top of the Empire State Building.
Z100.